Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. I am Dr. Nia Fulford, class of 1998, and your Cathedral High School Black Alumni Council president. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening as we celebrate our Black history at Cathedral High School. Someone once said we must never forget that Black history is American history. The achievements of African Americans have contributed to our nation's greatness. And tonight, we take a moment to celebrate our alumni and their achievements as they continue to be an integral part of building our future leaders. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you enjoy this program.
I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Though trials come on every hand, I feel like going on. Whoa, I feel like pressing my way. I feel like pressing my way. Though trials come on every hand, I feel like pressing my way. Don't trials come on every hand, I feel like going on. I feel like going Don't trials come on every hand, I feel like going on.
For 20 years, Brian Fulford, class of 1992, has been a coach and educator in Central Florida, taking his passion for the game that every Hoosier grows up loving to the Sunshine State, along with a love and respect for education and mentoring young people that he developed from his parents. Brian began working in Christian education school environments as a physical education teacher at St. Mary Magdalene. While growing his basketball coaching resume at various public and private high schools, as well as working with grassroots boys and girls club teams, Brian became a health education teacher, athletic director, and head boys basketball coach at Orlando Lutheran Academy. He would carry those positions to the school's closing in 2010. After several years working in the private sector as a manager, Brian's desire to work in education and be a mentor for young people led him to Orlando Christian Preparatory, OCP, a K-12 private Christian school in East Orlando. Since being at OCP, Brian's talents and skills have led him to fulfilling several roles over the past few years. He has served as the facilitator for students taking online virtual classes, taught leadership skills to high school students, world history and cultural geography to middle and high school, and serves as the journalism yearbook advisor. Other duties and responsibilities include being the sports information director for the athletic department and serving as an assistant boys coach for the 9-time FHSAA State Championship winning boys basketball program. Brian states, "I am truly blessed to be able to use all the gifts God has blessed me with to serve others in so many different capacities. My love for education started with my parents instilling a belief in me and my sister that education was the gateway to great opportunities. My passion and interest for being in the Christian-centered educational environments started at Cathedral High School, where there is a pride in the school community, service towards others, and an expectation to achieve excellence in education and athletics, and a love for God who makes all things possible if we trust in Him."
Hello, Cathedral family. My name is Brian Fulford, class of 1992. And I'm incredibly humbled and honored to be a 2022 Trailblazer Award recipient. I'd like to first thank the Black Alumni Council, and in particular, my sister, Dr. Naya Fulford, class of 1998, and Gene Smith, class of 1997. I'd also like to take a second and thank the two most important people in my life that inspired me to value education, and that's my father and my mother, Wilbert Fulford and Marvis Fulford. Both of them still living in Indianapolis, and it's through their years of work. My father was a professor at Norfolk State University prior to moving to Indianapolis and taking a job at IBM. And my mother worked not only for the state of Indiana, but later went on to work as a social worker for Washington Township. And both of them instilled a sense and value in education. And through education, they taught myself and my sister that greater opportunities and greater doors would always be open. So coming to Cathedral was an opportunity to move away from public school systems that my parents felt weren't a good fit for someone like me. And they recognized that God had put certain gifts and abilities inside of me, and that it would take a place like Cathedral and later on at Florida A&M University to get the most out of the potential that God had blessed me with. And so with that, I'm very thankful to be a Cathedral alum. I talk about Cathedral as often as I can to anybody down here in Florida that will listen. And part of that is because in my 4 years there, I had some great teachers that really invested in me. Some of the names, I hope I remember everybody. People like the late Doc Wellman. That was the first time I enjoyed history and learning about history through his class. Even though the years prior to, all you heard was how tough it was. But I enjoyed every class that I had with him. And then there were other teachers there that, yeah, they may have been tough, but they really inspired me. Folks like Mr. Mauger, who taught chemistry. I think I took a couple of years of chemistry with him. Mrs. Ford, an outstanding math teacher, no nonsense, but there was a lot of love, and she taught a great class. There were people there like Coach Kaufman, who made learning fun and enjoyable. There were great mentors there at Cathedral, like Mrs. Farrell, Coach McLean, people such as Coach Kesterson, who taught me probably the most useful tool that I have, and that's typing. I love that class, and to this day, I'm so incredibly thankful to Coach K for teaching me how to type. But it was classes and opportunities like that that stayed with me. And so when I had the opportunity to actually become a teacher at various Christ-centered schools in the Orlando, Central Florida area, it's those people that I remembered, along with my mother and father, that I wanted to be like. I wanted to mentor young people. I wanted to coach young people. And I wanted to be like those people because they left a fingerprint and an imprint on me. So I hope that in the years that I've been here in Central Florida, coaching as well as teaching, I hope I've been able to inspire some people. As some of the young people that I've coached and taught are now young adults, which is kind of scary sometimes, especially when I'm out. But I know they're good people, and every now and then I run into them, and it's a good feeling to see them. So with all of that said, I just like to again thank the Black Alumni Council for this recognition, this honor, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my parents for all that they played in making me who I am. And I'm always thankful to God for the opportunities and all of the blessings that he's given me, and being the type of person that I am that can handle wearing multiple hats, taking on different roles, and being able to inspire young people. So with that said, I'd like to say thank you again, and go Irish.
Rolanda Hardin is a graduate of Cathedral High School, class of 1988, and former Black Alumni Council Vice President. Rolanda has worked in education for over 20 years, starting her career as an assistant at St. Andrew's Small World. After obtaining her liberal arts degree from the University of Indianapolis, she received her special education license at Butler University. Returning to the University of Indianapolis in 2012 to complete her master's degree in curriculum and instruction, and later completing the iLead program for principalship. Rolanda has worked in MSD, Lawrence Township, Warren Township, and Hamilton Southeastern schools, serving children and families as a special education and resource teacher. In addition to teaching, she served on District PBIS, Positive Behavioral Interventions and Support, and RTI, Response to Interventions, Initiatives, and School Excellence Committees. In her spare time, she has worked as a tutor at Day Spring Center, School of Wills, and CLD, Center for Leadership Development. Rolanda is also a member of the National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated, where she also works in the community to promote the teaching profession and encourage the development of our youth. In her current role, she is the coordinator of 21st Century Scholars at Marian University. In her role, she continues to serve students and community partners to create opportunities for students to become transformative leaders through academic coaching, mentoring, and service projects. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love.
Good evening, and thank you so much to the Cathedral High School Black Alumni Council for this amazing opportunity to be named a trailblazer in education. There's so many people that I would like to thank, starting with my family, my mom and my dad, and my grandparents, and especially my sister Rhonda, class of 1999, who I have always dedicated my educational career to. There's co-workers that I would like to thank, many of those that I'm still friends with, both in Lawrence, Warren, and Hamilton Southeastern. Thank you to so many teachers who have been teammates and collaborators in this thing we call life and education. I would like to also thank my very foundation of service giving, which is St. Andrew's School and Church, where I learned to be a champion for service through education. So I'd like to thank them for the foundation they gave me to be where I am today. Education has served a strong purpose for me. It is the way in which I had chosen to give back to my community. So being honored by Cathedral for the work that I do makes me a really happy person and continues the legacy that was started with my grandparents, Lily and Clifford Smith, my father, Rolanda Hardin, and my mother, Kay Hardin. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and it just challenges me to continue to do more. So thank you, Cathedral High School and the BAC, and always remember, go Irish.
Nikki J Henson is owner of Sharpened Minds, LLC, an educational consulting suite providing services to parents, classroom teachers, and school leaders. As a seasoned educator, school leader, and visionary with close to 25 years of experience, having served as assistant principal and principal in elementary and middle school environments, Nikki J Henson is a valuable resource. Nikki is an accomplished school leader with proven ability to increase academic student performance, build stronger community and parental involvement support, develop teacher leaders, and provide ongoing teacher professional development. She has also developed school-wide campaigns to increase and support family engagement using best practices. She is an international baccalaureate, AVID, and responsive classroom trained educator. Nikki is most proud of her relationships and improvement targets established with former students, teachers, and aspiring school leaders. Nikki was recently trained through a Relay Graduate School of Education through her Instructional Leadership Development Program. Sharpened Minds, LLC was birthed in 2018 to support parents, classroom teachers, and school leaders. The launch of Sharpened Minds, LLC began with the parent planner titled The Work Starts at Home. This hardbound parent planner is ideal for parents of elementary and middle school students, and every page is in color. It's equipped with weekly goal-setting pages, monthly tips and reminders, questions to ask at dinner, and so much more. During the summer of 2020, the business grew in the area of providing reading tutoring to students impacted through the disruption of their school learning experiences. It is the goal for Sharpened Minds, LLC to continue to grow by providing services to classroom teachers and school leaders. Nikki believes teacher preparation and motivation are crucial to the success of our classrooms. Teachers must remain equipped and knowledgeable to face the challenges and demands of the classroom, and school leaders need an ongoing professional learning community to support them and their schools. Parents also must know how to navigate the school system and advocate for the child throughout the school year.
Hello, my name is Nikki Henson, and I am a 1991 graduate of Cathedral High School, and I am extremely honored to be an award recipient for the Cathedral High School Black Alumni Council and the Office of Diversity Trailblazer in Education Award. I am just elated. I have had the honor of serving as an educator in Indianapolis as well as Fishers, Indiana. I've served as an instructional assistant, a teacher, an assistant principal, a principal, and now like an entrepreneur in the field of education. And my time has spanned, almost 27 years. And I definitely am honored to educate students in the city of Indianapolis as well as previously in Fishers, Indiana. And so it's been a joy to serve as a teacher, to serve as also an adjunct professor currently, and to impact students, to touch their lives. And I think back to my time at Cathedral from 1987 to 1991. And I remember my teachers very fondly. I remember the education that they instilled in us, the perseverance, the work ethic. And I still speak so strongly about being a graduate of Cathedral Preparatory High School. So thank you so much for thinking of me and nominating me. And I graciously accept one of your Trailblazer Award recipients in the field of education. Again, Nicki Henson, thank you so much.
Mr. Bakari Posey, class of 2002, is the principal of Brook Park Elementary School and board member of the Indiana Association of School Principals. He has served for 15 years in traditional, charter, and private schools and K-12 education, in teaching, and school building leadership. Mr. Posey has taught in both public and private sectors of education and has served as a school administrator for 11 years in the public sector. During his time as a school leader, Mr. Posey has trained, coached, and led staff to provide a rigorous and socially, emotionally safe education to children in grades pre-K through 12th. Mr. Posey has also planned, budgeted, and implemented an action-based learning school model for an entire school to meet the varying needs of his students. Once an avid and frequent gamer, Mr. Posey now enjoys watching and attending sporting events, concerts, reading, watching various films, exercising, cooking, traveling, and spending time with his family and friends. Mr. Posey is currently pursuing his doctorate degree at Indiana State University. You can follow Mr. Posey on Twitter at twitter.com/Bakari A. Posey, or on Instagram at instagram.com/the Mr._Posey.
Greetings, Cathedral family. I would first like to thank you for being a recipient of the 2022 Cathedral Black Alumni Council Trailblazer Award. I am truly honored and humbled to be selected for the award. Cathedral means a lot to me in my life. It has helped to paved some paths for me that I could have never imagined. Started first with my first freshman English teacher, Mr. Dick Nuttall, and then later my sophomore English teacher, Mr. Marcus Robinson, who was my first black male teacher that I ever had. Both of those teachers helped to influence me to become a better student, to be more focused, and helped really to kind of guide me down this career path as an educator. And I later returned to work at Cathedral as a teacher and got experiences there in the form of just becoming a better professional and in leadership that I would never have taken back. And since I've gone on, my career trajectory has continued to go up. And I really attribute much of that to my experience being a Cathedral student and employee in the past. And so I am very honored and just humbled, and just thank you for just acknowledging me and supporting me. Cathedral still, even as I work in my role as a school leader, I still receive support from Cathedral, and I will always be grateful and have a special place in my heart for Cathedral. Once again, thank you, and go Irish.